You know, we've been telling our ambassadors and high commissioners, and I hope you know the difference. Ambassadors are wherever they are, but high commissioners are those who are members of the Commonwealth. Wherever we send our envoys, they're actually high commissioners. We have been having them regularly after every 2 years. And now I think it is firmly implanted in each of our diplomats that the world has changed from the days when they used to get communication from Foreign Affairs in Nairobi through the diplomatic bag. It's actually literally a bag that used to be carried. Yeah, security and all that. Now they do not need that. And in fact, to get news about what is happening in Kenya, they would also get it through the diplomatic bag. But the world has changed. And we're telling them it is time to practice economic diplomacy. The world, my friends, is in serious competition. And therefore we have decided, and this is my continuing theme into the next year, assuming Kenyans, of course, will give us that opportunity, and thank you for giving us some fairly good rating, that we will tell our ambassadors and high commissioners to now work towards business. They must also be properly trained as business people, not just to be diplomats, because, of course, diplomacy is important. The days when it used to be said that the work of a diplomat was to lie on behalf of their country, those days are also gone. It's important now to draw business and make sure that this economy grows. Did you realize last year we hit the 1 trillion shilling mark as a country? And that is something we are very proud of. We should be able to grow this economy in leaps and bounds, in economic progression, if you like, geometric progression. I also want to tell you that, of course, Uganda is today still, I think, the most important trading partner with Kenya. And, of course, within the East African community as well, Tanzanians are also coming up very strongly. Rwanda has actually opened up. Somebody did give the example of President Kagame. I personally have a lot of admiration for what President Kagame has been able to do for Rwanda. Literally, like the proverbial phoenix rising from the ashes after the genocide. Security is so vital. And the next thing is, I must make sure they have eaten well. I talked about the need that it's now a constitutional right of every Kenyan not to sleep hungry. And of course, going forward, we'll have to enhance irrigated agriculture. Because one thing I cannot stomach anymore is to see year in, year out, Kenyans begging for food. And we have to go out there and give them famine relief. We have to say that is the end of the matter. And of course, we'll continue. We cannot do infrastructure, expansion of infrastructure. Look at what is going on in Nairobi today. It is tremendous. It cannot be in day one, day 2, day 3. But you will be able to see the programs that we shall enunciate. I will be making that point clearer when I launch the campaign. And because not just one day, the first day, the second day, the third day, but 100 days is very important. 100 days of a presidency is a critical thing. And I think it will then determine what happens in the following 4 or 5 years. And therefore, I want to tell you that we must stress economic diplomacy. Bwana Karanja, I cannot agree with you more. We must do something about that. Advocates remuneration order. There's a lawyer sitting next to you, and he knows that the Advocates Act itself will need amendment. We cannot stomach anything being the bottleneck, which makes Kenya less of an attraction when it comes to choosing an investor wanting to choose where in Africa shall I invest. And then you only find that you must go through an advocate to register a company. I think that we have qualified chartered accountants. We have other people. The only thing is we shall insist on quality so that you do not have people marauding as people able to register companies only to discover that they are actually not able to do anything. Therefore, that is work under progress, and I'm sure the advocates themselves may want to discuss between themselves, including the Advocates Remuneration Act itself. And you know, there's an order under which you can charge anything under the sun. So that's how they make their money. and I think other professionals as well. But that, I want to tell you, is a matter that should be addressed seriously under the Revised Companies Act. Madam Violet Wambua, I like your idea about what you saw in London. We really must go through the incubators way. I'm told at Kenyatta University, by the way, you have some of these incubators where people wanting to start a business. And I must congratulate Professor Olive Mugenda, because I saw her the other day introducing a young lady, an artist, who has been given a room at Kenyatta University to be able to begin selling some of those drawings that she's come up with. Fantastic, phenomenal drawings. And that idea of having incubators, maybe we should start with that. What was the building again? Teleposter and other places. Yeah, as a government, we take it up and say, this is it. We want to see young Kenyans coming up, and not to complain about briefcase kind of business people, so that you actually go out there and do your thing and be able to prove that you can actually succeed. I therefore want to thank you. Those are my brief comments. I may not have addressed all of them. Presidential debate. When my friend, I call him Sadiki again. In fact, I think I was the first one to say that I'll be ready, willing, available, and I believe able to conduct with any candidate, presidential candidate, a public, because this is the way we have chosen as this country, openness. We have no secrets anymore, I think, when it comes to leadership. You have to say it as you want to do it. And so I'll be ready and available to participate along with my colleagues, those who will be running for election as the next president of the Republic of Kenya.